Welcome back, and hello, and welcome to Shittywebcomics Weekly.
Wow, two welcomes.
Wow,
Oh,
extra
oh,
welcome. Brought to you by our Subscribe Star backers. Our Subscribe Star backers are even welcoming you. Wow, that's pretty cool. Um,
our Subscribe Star backers are the best backers.
they're the best backers,
The best
believe me.
Subscribe Star backers belong to us.
They're good. Um, Donate to our Subscribe Star to see into the mind of God. Unironically, that's not a joke. That unironically, the prophecies of the human race have been revealed. If you've been watching, you've actually seen it in action. If you haven't been, then certainly you have been missing out, and you are probably very low IQ. You're actually low T. You're one of those low T people who goes around pretending that you're high T as you then whine and cry like a bitch.
Maybe even calling yourself something like Mr. Alpha T.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to not be like that, donate to our Subscribe Star. Only $5 a month. It's like HRT, but even cheaper. And it's in Subscribe Star video form. Who would have thought that? Anyways,
Grapthar's hammer, what a savings.
what a savings. This one is Mingyu, who did the history teacher is built for BBC comic.
As the BBC teacher, or whatever you want to call her.
Does just a lot of, and again, this goes to show what we've been saying for literally for decades now, is that art never matters as much as writing. Writing is always superior, and just this goofy little 4 panel of like fat guy sitting outside the door in school, say no to meth. In a way, the posters actually establish the environment. If you saw fat guy sitting on a bench outside a door, you would be like, where is this? But as soon as you see the signs that say no to meth, say yes to math, make Earth green again, you kind of know inherently that it's school. And then there's okay next as the door opens. Someone else comes out, which I think is kind of a reference to something else, but I don't know. But the fat guy goes in, and it's the counselor, the school counselor, the shittiest school counselor. It's kind of the character of Mingyu. I don't know if Mingyu is a grill or guy. I don't know. He, they, she, them,
They're a
whatever.
little too funny for me to believe right away that it is female.
Yeah, honorary male at least then. But the counselor just
Honorary
says,
male detected,
yes.
opinion tolerated.
Opinion enjoyed. Comic enjoyed. But the counselor says, sorry about the weight, as in heaviness. And the fat guy, of course, not getting it, says, oh no, I just got here.
It's spelled weight. It's spelled that way.
It's spelled weight. WEIGHT, of course. For anyone actually not looking at the screen. But the last one is just reaction, but just like smug, like, heh, I got away with that. Also, and it's the counselor tag that says counselor, but it also informs this character perfectly in 4 panels, really in 2 panels.
This is a character that we've seen before, and specifically, it was like a one-panel comic that just said something like offer emotional support. It was like it was like an RPG game dialogue choice, and one was like offer emotional support, and the other was just say woman moment.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other. This counselor character has shown up in other comics and stuff from this person, and I wanted to post this to be like, this is a great example of a great comic. This one could be just 2 panels, but it kind of does. It still works as 4 because it's quick, breezy. It goes through very easily. In a way, 4 panels displays better on Twitter. Also,
that is a very important thing. The panels are actually necessary here.
Yeah. It all works, and also this is a great example of a comic that is better than anything by Comicsgate. Every single person in Comicsgate, their comics are inferior just to this one single comic. Even any of the other goofy comics, and again, it's low stakes. It's It's just a almost a throwaway gag. It's intentionally goofy
It's
as
literally,
shit.
yeah, just a gag strip.
But that's all you need. It goes to show, though, clearly this person actually knows how to be funnier, how to make a comic better, gets the comics finished, of course, but that's not even as important as just making a good comic. Like, late comics, as we've always been saying, what's worse than a late Comicsgate comic is a Comicsgate comic that you actually receive. That's a joke so old that the people now starting to jump on the bandwagon are unintentionally being made fun of with them not even knowing
you could straight up just say the joke is so old it predates all of Comicsgate's comics.
Yes.
Because I don't know if there was one that was out by that point.
Again, the prophecy. So once again,
people will act like this is some kind of soothsaying, and it really isn't.
Yeah, it's just bare bones, regular noticing. But
I
also,
would more call this akin to detective work, even though, again, I'm not Sherlock Holmes.
We're not journalists, we're not historians, we're not detectives. We're just people who notice things. And that's all it takes, though, to be superior to 99% of the normie pig cattle, or NPC for short, if you will. But also, just follow if you're on Twitter, follow Low Grade F on Twitter. Check it out. Funny
Even
stuff.
That name seems to be implying, because it's a school-based thing.
Yeah, the whole thing is supposed to be like school-based comics about teachers who are either incompetent or just kind of unassuming, cute little happy fun things. And also one other interesting thing. Let's see. If I go into this, oh, look at this. Who is this?
Here's one of the things that people actually
Lately.
kind of factor this in. I remember EVS was like trying to shit talk the anime community about being like, are they care about it's cute or something shit like that. Something that I had said about anime. But there's also just simply the fact that I think a lot of people are kind of seeking cute because their lives really are worse. It really is harder to get around.
Yeah, it's nice to just enjoy something that's appealing to the eye. And speaking of which, just a nice little goofy commission that I also got of Laylee here. And people, here's, of course, shilling the comic, but is
people
this
actually
fucking
like us
Snow
when
Ocean
people aren't
crossover?
in Comicsgate trying to fucking railroad us. If they don't know anything about that or aren't part of that, they're like, oh man, you have really great
that's
comics.
The thing. The
actual characters you do.
real comic creators outside of the very tiny niche of Comicsgate really like the character. People just seeing, like, here's people, who is she? Chocolate Woman. Why is she raggedy? Of course, referring to the suit. It's like, because a lot of people are like, what's the suit about?
On the fucking on the subject of like seeking comfort and stuff like that, people who are seeking cute because to ease their troubled lives, their legitimately troubled lives. I was actually thinking about that Jeff Coyen, where he's talking about like his only taste of music was listening to swank ass lounge jazz, and it's like that's kind of funny, but I don't see how you get to that point where you'd want to do that. And nowadays, it's like now I have just tons and tons of mall music.
Yeah.
That I've turned into smug waves.
Well, yeah, there's like hugely successful YouTube channels are just like 24/7 lo-fi.
Yeah, lo-fi beats
with rain in the background, fucking pleasant video game music heard in an empty mall with a fucking empty mall echo, laid over it or some shit like that. And it's like, I get it. Sometimes it's just pleasant.
No, I see the appeal. Now I see the appeal.
Something not too obtrusive. So yeah, supporting here's a person we openly support, and they do good stuff. And it goes to show the art doesn't have to be complex or even massively well drawn to just be nice.
Here's the quality that we foster.
Yeah, we have always supported the idea that writing or the ideas, not just the ideas, but it has to be the execution, because any asshole can be an ideas guy, but it's how you actually put it into execution. And that's always going to be more important than the quality of the art.
I was also thinking about that as far as musical talent goes. It's like me. I'm kind of like Scorch in that regard.
Is what I
It's like
think about
musical
your
talent, not that big of a deal. I'm not impressed anymore.
Yeah, fucking Scorch was
You
so
got to
right
do
about, like,
something more than that.
it's
If
all
you're
dime a
trying to
dozen.
trying to make music or something, you have to be able to provide more than just that.
Based Scorch. It was like, if you can turn your islands inside out.
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate more somebody who can turn their eyelids inside out than somebody who can actually play in
Somebody
a
who
band.
promises to be good at art and then they don't even get a completely average sized comic book out over the course of like 4 years, and then it comes out after 4 years and it sucks anyways.
They're an alleged professional, but nothing they do is professional,
Yeah.
and all they do is attack people on their own side who have never bothered them.
Yeah, just Ethan did a 7-hour stream the other day where he wasn't working on his comic. He just focused on drama about other people in Comicsgate that he now hates because they became a giant legal liability. Like another comic skater got caught being a convicted pedophile and that kind of shit. And so they're constantly being obsessed with that. Meanwhile, here's just art and comics. We clearly appreciate it more than everyone in Comicsgate combined. But I'll take this 1,000 times over anyone who's like, oh, my art takes years to make. My comic is like, I don't care. You're gay. You fell in love with a dude and were constantly begging him to reply to you on Facebook. You're gay.
You became gay.
You chose to be gay. The infidel
chooses homosexuality.
Yes. So, again, if you want to be kept up
Is
with...
it possible that we could call comic skaters infidels?
Well, by choice, they choose... Because they choose to be homosexual. So, yeah. By that standard also, yes.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, big time. Extra big-ass inshallah. So, once again, if you want to be kept up with what everyone else will be saying and thinking in the following years...
A big American inshallah. Maybe that should be our new forced catchphrase. A big American inshallah.
Yes. And also, to see into the mind of God, donate to our Subscribe Star, Become PayPig. And for everyone else, sure to listen to Shitty Webcomics.